Hey, I just got my stimulus check. I just got my $600. Now I can go out there and give me a bucket of chicken and some Michael Jordans. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, I got my $600 stimulus check. And I wanna talk about this bullshit. But first, I want to say, squat up.
Self-made, CEO, self-paid, I do for self, I do for self, motherfuck you and everybody else. I'm Mr. Palmer, self-made, CEO, self-paid, I do for self, I do for self, motherfuck you and everybody else.
Squad up. Shout out to the Bay Mama terrorist bounty hunters out there. I'm your host, Mr. Palmer. And what we're going to talk about is that $600 stimulus check. It's crazy because the first time they was offering $1,200 and the majority of fathers did not get it. And we'll make it even more messed up. Those who was married and they filed joint, they got took for $2,400 and it went to the Bay Mama terrorists. So that wife had to fight to get her money back. And that takes time. They did, but it takes time. Now just imagine all the fathers who really needed that $1,200 that wasn't allowed to get it because they had rearage. And so many of these Bay Mama terror supporters, so many of these simp enforcers, they was happy. They was proud. They woohoo and fight the power, take that man's money. And that's why I tell y'all we cannot depend on the system to look out for us men. You cannot depend on a Democrat or a Republican to look out for you. A Democrat, I told you, ain't shit. But they all one and the same. They do things differently, but they all got the same agenda. Democrats are still the worst in my opinion. But I cannot lie and sit back and say Republicans not the same. You don't believe me? Ask Tom Cotton, who was the senator of Arkansas, who just recently raised new law where they raise child support because he got to look out for the women who take care of the kids, and the fathers should do more. You don't believe me? Google and look it up. Not just run off of the mouth. A Republican. So even though I size more with the Republicans, don't think that I'm a loyal Republican. Because when it's all said and done, in my opinion, you should be independent because you vote for either one that works for you. But when it comes to us, men, and child support, neither work for you. This $600 stimulus check ain't shit. That $1,200 stimulus check wasn't shit. But it would have been good and it would have been nice if we would have received it. And I hope people know, even when they took it the first time, they weren't supposed to take it. So the government knows what they're doing. They're full of shit. I was also told that not only does the primary parent get the stimulus plus the extra, $500 or $600 for the kids, both parents were supposed to get it. Now, of course, they're not going to give us the bonus for the kids that you have. They're not. This $600, in my opinion, fuck this $600. Put in your rearage. If you got rearage, put in your rearage. Let the government pay for the child support. Let the government pay for rearage. You get anything extra from the government, if you do, because rarely men don't get nothing. So you put in the rearage, let the government pay for child support. Let government daddy pay your child support. Now, if you really need it, you really is struggling, you really is going through it, I understand, and you do what you have to do. But they're not going to look out for you. They don't give a damn about you. This $600 is actually a spit in the face. They got illegals and refugees that they want to call who's getting a stimulus check. $300 million budget for them who don't even belong here. But they'll sit back and won't give us a dime. I think the $600 is spit in the face for the whole country, for people who been here, people who worked their ass off, who actually tried, but they unfortunately suffered because of the coronavirus and layoffs and everything else. And all you give out is $600. The $2,000 that they did offer, that Trump wanted to give out, the Democrats sided with Trump when it came to that. And guess what? I ain't gonna say the whole Republican Party shut down because they weren't even allowed to vote because Mitch McConnell shut it down when he wasn't even allowed to vote. So don't always think that it's a Democrats and not Republican. I'm not saying to switch parties from Republican to Democrats, none of that. That's not what I'm saying because, like I say, I'm a Republican now. But you have to be a thinker. You have to think for yourself. And I'm tired of people making excuses for what they see, like these baby mama terrorists. Put me on child support, a man that's been taking care of his kids for all these years, all of a sudden he a deadbeat low life. And then you got these supporters that make excuses. Well, if he would have did more, well, if he'd have not broke up with her, well, if he wouldn't have left, or well, this and well, that bullshit. This is why I say change the laws, not mine, because you got to stop doing the go along, get along train. Because as long as you continue this, you open up the floodgates for them to continue to do the bullshit they do. So for those who got that $600, my suggestion is do what you got to do with it. But if you got things going on, you're doing good and everything, you got rearage, put on your rearage. And I'm going to tell you why. If you got rearage, put on your rearage because you won't be allowed to get a passport if you over, well, in Illinois, if you're over 2,500. You won't be allowed to get you a security, like you want to do security, you want to get that license, you won't be able to get it. They'll take your money, but you won't be able to get it. You won't be able to get the real ID. And if you can't get the real ID, you won't be able to get on a plane and fly where you want to go. So lower your child support payments with government daddy's money. If they take your taxes, let them take it because you should be financially stable with your own business for the year. You don't want them taking your money. Let them take it out of your taxes. Never get to the point where you need your taxes. If you get your taxes, hey, cool, it's extra. I could use that for investment. I could use it to invest around in another business. I could use this to take care of something that I've been trying to do, or I got this extra taxes to splurge, so I ain't splurging my own money because you're not guaranteed to get that money. You could do all the routes in the world. And the thing is, we need to stop depending on government daddy. But this $600 bullshit, to me, it's a waste. It's a waste. It was a spit in our face. And that's why I'm telling y'all, me and now, you better think and stop going along to get along with either party. Also, what you got to realize is these baby mama terrorists are mad that they're not getting your stimulus. They are mad. That's the only good thing I can smile about, that the baby mama terrorists won't be touching this money. But at the same time, if you could go ahead and pay your rearage or use it to pay your child support so you ain't coming out of your pocket. Don't worry about what she do with that money because they know you can do about it anyway. Like the judge said, she has the right to do what she pleases with the money. You pay the state and the state pays her. So far, like I said, I'm just paying the state. You owe the state because you can buy her a Maserati in the house right now, give her $50,000 cash. You still better pay that $100 a month in child support or $200 child support because you the one going to jail. You the one going to suffer. You the one going to get X'd out. Now, let's get back to Mitch McConnell. Now, because he didn't want to allow the Republican Party, the Senate, to vote, somebody, but I ain't going to say somebody, like a group of people went on and vandalized his house because of that. Now, the funny part about it, I don't give a shit about Nancy Pelosi. I don't give a fuck about her. I don't give a fuck about the Democratic Party. But he went over there and trashed her house, did the same shit. Now, what I didn't understand about that is she voted for the $2,000. And y'all trashed her, y'all vandalized her house. I didn't get that. Maybe they just did it just because. But she voted for it. She was for it. The same people that call Trump Klan racist and hate women, all that. He wasn't even gonna sign that paperwork unless they change it to 2,000. It's not fair that we get $600 and people don't belong here is getting $300 million. All y'all gotta do is look up the paperwork. Just go on Google, look it up for yourself. They doing more for other countries, giving out billions, hundreds of billions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars, and give us $600. So truthfully, for me, I appreciate it. I can put on my rears so I can be under my $2,500, but I don't give a fuck about it. And my advice to you, man, if you got rearage, take that shit, pay your rearage off with it. Don't go out of your pocket. Pay it. If you ain't, you ain't got that much, I ain't snap you 100,000 in the hole and all that jive. That's a whole nother story. But if you 10,000 under, 5,000, and you let taxes take, that's cool. Pay that $600 to your rearage. What's $600? Because you can't use that to even pay your rent. Hell, your utility bills is more than that. So to me, it was a spit in the face. But I'm glad the baby mama test wasn't able to take it. That's great. Now I'm down for that. But the $600 ain't shit. That's why I say fuck that stimulus check. That's why we as men have to better ourselves and have a higher standard. Start your own business. Make some money on the table. Hustle on the side. Do what you got to do, and they can't touch your money. And what you do, you put that to the side and let them take your money out of your job that you work for. There's ways around child support. Child support ain't going nowhere. I'll tell you this over and over and over. All these cats, they selling brochures and documents and all that shit. Been there, done that. And ain't nothing changed. The courts got remedies for shit like that. A few go through the cracks. But don't you think all fathers who's on child support would do this? If it was that easy, it takes time, it costs, and that's something that you have to make a full-time job. So until this so-called child support system ever changes, which as far as I'm concerned ain't never gonna change, we change ourselves, and we don't have to worry about stimulus, our income tax. We don't have to worry about so-called getting rid of child support. See, like I say, majority of men don't have an issue with child support. It's the parenting time they want to have with their kids, equal parenting time, if not primary custody, because they're baby mama terrorists, of course. But I'm not gonna go yippee and cartwheel and dance a jig because I got $600. I saw it this morning. I wasn't looking for one way for it. A friend of mine said she got hers, and then something told me, look, I got mine. Putting on the rears. And let me say another thing about you baby mama terrorists and you fake ass simps, you hoe ass niggas that sit back and say, oh, you got rearage. That means you want to take care of your kids. See, you got to realize the majority is not going to side with you. The majority is going to side with them. Majority is going to go against you regardless of what you do as a father. It doesn't matter. That's why you keep your veins cold. If you go to court and you fighting for equal parenting, you fight for child support or whatever, as time go on, you just pay child support, right? As long as you're in that court, you got rearage. If you're dealing with a baby mama terrorist that say you never did nothing for your child, and you got receipts, but you got that judge that's about that money for the courts, they're going to say that's a gift. This don't count. Well, here's the receipt, sir. Here's the receipt. Yes, but it don't say child support. That's a gift. And they can go back as long, if she say you've been gone for 2 years, they go back 2 years. If she say the son is 10 years old, she go back 10 years. So you can be current on your child support but have rearage. And then don't forget on the interest that they charge when you got rearage. So when a person say they got rearage, don't assume that it's because, oh, you just don't want to take care of your kids. You a deadbeat. You just don't want to do shit. Not at all. Because you can have rearage and be paying your child support on time. Now, what about the fathers that's not working because of COVID, laid off, and they got rears now because the judge say I ain't lowering nothing, I'm not stopping nothing. Is he a deadbeat? Well, to us, no, of course not. But to these supporters and these baby mama terrorists, feminists, and fake queens and everything else, they're gonna say you're a deadbeat. You need to do better. You need to find something else. Now, when I say that to these baby mama terrorists who choose single motherism, they make excuses on why they can't get them a second job. Hell, even get them a job in the first place. I don't get it. So I know they's are happy they got their $600 stimulus, but they very disappointed that they couldn't get that $600 stimulus from that baby mama terrorist, by that deadbeat who goes against a baby mama terrorist. Y'all mad. I know y'all mad. Disappointed. But like I say, man, you let them have the scraps. When you pay your child support and when you get rid of your rears and let them take your taxes, it's not about them. It's about you getting out that hole. You don't want to get locked up, lose your license, and lose everything that you have, freeze your accounts, put a lien in your house and all that jive. You don't want that. We need to stop worrying about what they doing over there when it comes to child support and what niggas around. Who gives a fuck? Because you don't give a fuck about the whore anyway. Why even care? Care about your kids, yes, but the judge ain't gonna do nothing about it if you do come complain. I guarantee it. So the stimulus check, give it to charity. There ain't nothing to brag about. Because when they had the $1,200 stimulus check, they made sure we didn't get it. Why we can't get that? Now, what y'all could do, I hope y'all know, even though y'all didn't get the $1,200 stimulus, you can write that off. And they're supposed to add that to it, that since you didn't get it, you can put in your taxes. Talk to your accountant about that. You should be able to do it. Also, y'all, if you got an LLC, you got a business, you can write off your child support. Only on your business if you got an LLC. Me being a dumb nigga off Cottage Grove, you know, they say I'm a dumb nigga deadbeat, running from child support. It's good to know how to read. So when these bitches be talking about, you know, I got a degree and all that shit, I don't need a degree to look up and learn, to get knowledge. You can write off your child support with an LLC. How to do it? You got to talk to your accountant. But yes, you can do it. Like I tell y'all, change the laws in your mind. Change the laws in your mind. Like I say, this is going to be a good year, 2021. You know why? Because this YouTube page is going to pick up, it's going to blow up in due time. And I'm going to tell you why. Because it's too many fathers and too many men who's been through it, and is going through it, and tired of it. They don't want to see their son go through it. They don't want to see other men go through it. Black, white, blue, or green. So why only get 5 here, 5 there, 10 here, 100 there, 50 here, 50 there, 2 here, 1 there? Doesn't matter, because it's just slowly growing. Because the majority is not going to side with us. The majority is not going to roll with us. But the minority will. And minority is the true soldiers. And we are the true soldiers. We are the power. We are the forces that can make change for ourselves, within ourselves, when we build self, do for self, and save ourselves. So I'm not worried about it at all. Not worried about it at all. It's gonna happen. Just like Facebook grew, Instagram grew, even TikTok is still growing. So I'm not worried about that at all. And these baby mama tears gonna be set up for failure, regardless. And the only thing they can say is, keep your pants zipped. Keep your pants zipped. I agree. Keep your pants zipped. But as long as you change the laws of your mind, you ain't got to worry about even keep your pants zipped. You got your pants down and let it hang, walk down a block. And you will still not be in this situation. So everybody else who got the stimulus for y'all fathers that's on child support and everything, tell me in the comment box, what are y'all gonna do with the $600? And how do you feel about it? Is you happy? Is you say, do you believe that, hey, I should get it because I'm struggling, and even if you're not struggling, I should get it because the baby mama Terrence was able to get it? I mean, tell me your thoughts, because either way, if you take the money and blow it off and go to the strip club, you got the right to do as you please, just like the judge said. You do whatever you want to do. But like I said, for guys who are able to, still live on, and even if you wouldn't have got the stimulus, you would have been still doing your thing, give it to the rearage. Pay your child support with it. If you don't have rich, pay your child support with it so it ain't coming out of your pocket. Just tell me what y'all think. What would y'all do about it? But I want y'all to know this. Things going to change within ourselves, and it's going to change for the better. Keep the veins cold, change the laws of your mind, save yourselves, and do for self. Shout out to the baby mama Terrence bounty hunters. I'm Mr. Palmer, and this conversation is over. Fuck child support and the stimulus check.
Yeah, Mr. Palmer. I'm Mr. Palmer, self-made, CEO, self-paid, I do for self, Fuck you and everybody else.